and 3 Palestinians have been killed in confrontations with Israeli forces in the occupied West Bank. It happened in the Jenin refugee camp when Israeli forces tried to arrest a prominent member of the Palestinian group Hamas. 12 others have been injured. Well, Al Jazeera's Rania Zabane is joining me on the line from Ramallah now. Rania, what's happened?
A large number, apparently, of Israeli troops surrounded several Palestinian militants in a house and refugee camp north of the occupied West Bank at around 2 o'clock local time this morning and showered the house with gunshots. Locals told us that clashes erupted when the Palestinians refused to surrender. 3 were killed. Medical sources also said that at least 11 were wounded. 3 of them are in a critical condition. Palestinian factions have declared a day of mourning and strike in Jenin today.
Okay, Rania, we know that excursions are common, deaths resulting from them aren't, and this in the West Bank, which is under Palestinian control, at a time when peace talks are supposed to be taking place, Rania.
Exactly. It's like you said, it's very common. Israeli army carries out arrest raids across the West Bank almost on a daily basis. But also, as you noted, there seems to be an Israeli trend whereby Israel resorts to military escalation whenever a decision time or a decision approaches when it gets to talks. Since the talks started late in July last year, around 60 Palestinians have been killed since. The Palestinian perspective is that Israel pushes for an escalation to make the PA look weak. It's being used as a political use, Palestinians argue.
And just how tense are things there today, Rania? Because we're seeing these pictures on our TV now of Israeli tanks on the roads and Palestinians throwing rocks at them.
This is a very common scene whenever an arrest takes place. Always the Israelis seem to control the level of violence. When they go and raid camps, you can only expect Palestinian youth to retaliate by throwing rocks. That too is a common theme.
Thank you very much for that update, Rania. That's Rania Zabane joining us from Ramallah. Well, earlier I spoke on the line to Palestinian chief negotiator Saeb Erekat. I started by asking how Palestinian authorities feel about Israeli forces entering the Jenin camp to arrest Hamas members.
These are pretexts which we cannot accept under any circumstances. 10 days ago, they murdered a Jordanian Palestinian judge on the bridge and accused him of attacking soldiers, and now it turned out that he was murdered in cold blood. 2 days ago, a 15-year-old boy was killed in Ramadan in Hebron. A week before that, a 16-year-old boy was killed in Betin and Ramallah. And as I'm telling you, it's just habit-trigger army shooting Palestinians and killing Palestinians. And this, we hold the Israeli government fully accountable for such murders of Palestinians. The Israelis have no right whatsoever to make incursions into areas. This is the Jenin refugee camp is an area supposed to be under Palestinian jurisdiction. We're in charge there. The Israelis are not supposed, they cannot under agreement go into these refugee camps, but yet they don't define what limits them in terms of respecting agreement or honoring agreement. So their action is fully condemned. This action is a mere provocation of the Palestinian people, and they are murdering Palestinians in cold blood.
And how concerned are you then that this latest incident did take place in the West Bank? Unfortunately, we are used to these attacks in Gaza, but this is, as you say, in the West Bank under Palestinian Authority.
I don't think there's really a differentiation between whoever. I think this is an occupying power, whether in Gaza, whether in Hebron, whether in Jerusalem, whether in any place of the occupied Palestinian territories. They just act the way they want to act in terms of undermining all efforts being exerted to revive the peace process. And we condemn with the strongest possible terms these actions, and we hold the Israeli government fully accountable for such actions. You know, the whole point of the Israelis, they think that they can solve the problem with the bullets, with the blood, with the guns, with the settlement. This is wrong. This is wrong. This is a policy that the international community should stand firm in condemning, and I think it's about time to hold the Israeli government accountable for such action.
So then where does this latest incident, Mr. Edekat, leave those US brokered peace talks, which seem to have very much derailed in the past few months? There's been very little progress.
I think you're absolutely right. I think the Israeli government actions are not only aimed to derail, but I think they are succeeding in derailing these peaceful efforts. You know, when we speak about 11,000 housing units being introduced since July 29th, 219 Palestinian homes demolished, 59 Palestinians with the 3 murdered this morning in Mukhayyam, Jenin, the refugee camp of Jenin. 59 Palestinians have been killed in the last 6 months. And is this a policy of a government that really seeks reconciliation and peace? Absolutely not. These are deliberate attempts and deliberate policy to undermine any efforts being exerted by Americans or others in order to revive the peace process.